Great fucking things, everyone. I think we all know what today is. And I have a few things I want to say before the madness begins. And before I do that, I need to get my strength up, which is why I'm going to be eating this and this. And then, to prepare for the war efforts later on tonight and through the week, this. I have cookies. I have generic cheesy puffs. And I have generic energy drinks. Obviously, that's going to be better than brand names because you don't know what the fuck's in them. This one's called a Venom Mojave Rattler. It's got all kinds of 200% daily recommended requirements of all these vitamins and minerals. This one's like a mango killer type hand. Probably some kind of snake. Then you got your Rockstar, the iced tea version, and the coconut water. And I got some Twizzlers. So I'm pretty good set to go for this week. And let me eat some of this chicken and I'll get back to the video because it's going to get cold. Greetings, gentlemen. I'm back. I want to read you a speech that I found on Facebook yesterday. It goes such from James Hagen. Heroes of Sanctuary, the time has almost come. We shall meet in New Tristram tomorrow to once again slay Diablo and its minions of hell. Asmodan shall not reign supreme as the prime evil. We have to stop the demonic invasion. I shall see you all tomorrow. Someone please remind Decker Kane I have a feeling he's going to be lost somewhere and we'll have to find him before we can start our journey. And then I posted, you have my sword, and I got somebody else's bow and his axe. So we're all going to be obviously playing Diablo 3 tonight at midnight. Funny story. I've been having some troubles lately. I was supposed to go to Double D's kid's graduation from kindergarten today. Couldn't get there. Had trouble in my car, like the brakes were shot. I had those fixed Saturday, and then I thought I was going to be able to make it. And then on the way to work yesterday, it's been raining all weekend. On the way to work, my windshield wipers just stopped working completely in the middle of the highway, and I had to pull over, and I don't know what I did. I just kind of made it to work, forcing my way to look through the rain because I couldn't start them back up. If I turned my car off and back on, they would have worked, but... And then when I was coming home from work, I was really like saving the wipers because I knew it was like just barely on there good, you know. Like I would wait until it was really where I could just barely not see anything at all, and then I would kick it on. And then at one point I just had to turn it on and leave it on for a little bit because it was raining so hard. And the fucking wiper just flew off my car, just came off down the highway and just, bye, see you later. Don't need you anymore, I guess. I'll get another one. There's something broke underneath. I have to replace that tomorrow. And, it's been a mess, but it's going to cost me about $300 plus another $300 for my brakes. So the car's been acting up really bad. So tomorrow I got to like take it to the shop about 9 in the morning. So I was hoping that I could get Diablo 3 early. So here's what I did. I went to Best Buy because you look on the website, they have like midnight store releases or midnight release parties or whatever that they open up, and I couldn't see anything about it. So then I went to like California and I found Pasadena had the thing underneath that said midnight opening, so I figured that's what it would look like. So I didn't think we were going to have midnight release here, and then that sounds kind of sexual. Midnight release. Nothing like a good midnight release. You go to bed at 10 o'clock and you wake up to a midnight release. Oh, that's the best. I went to Best Buy today and talked to a guy, asked him if they're going to be open. He said they would. So I'm going to go down there, I guess, at midnight. But then I thought, wait a minute. When I got World of Warcraft the first time, I couldn't find any copies anywhere, and I ended up finding one at this Myers grocery store where I got all my chicken and shit just a minute ago. So I went there, and I was hoping if I'd went earlier in the day, this probably would have worked. If you find like an old woman or somebody that doesn't know anything about video games, and you say, I'm looking for this game, Diablo 3, have you ever heard of that? It's supposed to be out this week, you know, and then they say, oh, I don't see it anywhere. And then you say, well, maybe you got some in the back. Could you go check, see if you got any in the back? And sometimes they'll do that, and they don't realize that it's like not supposed to be sold yet. They're probably like a big pallet of them. There's just like tons of them back there. It's just like saran wrapped. Maybe somebody put a note on it and like don't sell this until midnight the 15th or something. But no luck. I had like this younger guy, about 20 years old or something. So I figured, shit, he's talking to these people, and I figured he's probably going to know what the deal is. So I kind of waited around, looked around. He just like helped them and he walked off. Nobody stays in electronics during the day because nobody buys anything from electronics really. So I finally figured out there's this phone you're supposed to pick up and you call to ask for assistance, and I thought they were just going to send somebody back there and maybe get lucky and get an old person again, but no, it's just some dude, I guess a manager, and I'm talking to him on the phone, and I'm like, yeah, I'm back here in electronics, need assistance, the PC game, and he's like, oh, they're against the wall, and I'm like, no, I need this game, Diablo 3, it comes out tonight, midnight, and he's like, well, if it comes out tonight at midnight, it won't be out yet, and I'm like, yeah, but you know, what did I say? He said he'd go back in the back and make sure we have it, or we'll have it. And then he asked me again what the name of the game was, so I guess he was kind of confused. I said Diablo 3, and he's like, oh yeah, we'll have that tonight. Because he obviously he's in the know, he knows what's going on. So I didn't get Diablo 3 early, and even if I did, I couldn't use it until midnight, because if your CD key is detected, they'll ban you, and you have to pay extra $60 or whatever. So I guess midnight tonight I'll go down to one of those two places and get Diablo 3. Even though I could just pre-order it and get the digital download, but I like to have physical copies because digital copies is like a license you buy, and they could just take it away at any time. If you have the discs, you could technically still install it. If they're feeling like a workaround, like somebody makes mods, you'll at least still have that option. I'm not going to get the collector's edition because it's all bullshit crap I don't really care anything about. Except that angel bobblehead looks kind of neat, but I don't know. So anyway, I was watching my old podcast from last year we did about the auction house and stuff, and I was looking at some videos, and I was noticing things that it kind of pisses me off because I know Diablo 2 did a better job. Like, they were showing like the Barbarian's Fury skill, and it's just like an increased attack speed, and like Diablo 2 they had this big swirling thing around you, like a graphic that shows it, and it looks cool. And it's like I don't know. At this point, what you gotta do is you just gotta go with Blizzard and trust that they've done all they could do. I know I've complained about Diablo 3 all this time because that's what you gotta do to get them to make it the very best game that they can make it. But it's been 12 years in the making, and by now all the units have shipped, the game is completely done. There's nothing we can do anymore, so just like suck it up, deal with it. Blizzard's Blizzard. If they fired all the good guys and they hired a bunch of noobs that don't know what they're doing, then that's just we're gonna buy the game anyway. We're obviously gonna try it and see what it is. If it sucks, we got Guild Wars 2 to fall back on, or Terra Online, or something like that. Borderlands 2 coming out, and Firefall's still good. We got other options if it sucks, but it probably won't. It'll probably be good. Now, people have been asking me what class I'm going to play and who I'm going to play with. I haven't talked to anybody really about who I'm going to be playing with. Just been playing games with Spam. We've been talking about playing it, and he's saying he's got some people in England that he's going to play with if I can't play with him. So I'd like to play with Feltzer. And maybe Craft Chest, but I haven't talked to Craft Chest in a while, or Stormkiller, I don't know what he's been up to. So I'm thinking this might be a good opportunity for me to play with the fans that never get to play games with me. Because midnight tonight, I don't know who's going to be awake. I don't think Spam's going to have the game till like in the morning, like 9 o'clock in the morning or something, because he's getting an actual physical copy. I don't think they have midnight releases where he's at or something, but I would like to make a thing that, this is really complicated, but like it's only 4-man groups, so forget like make a bunch of different 4-man teams and then keep mixing and matching them, and like every 2 or 3 hours we all switch. Like I play me and Spam and Storm and Craft Chest for a while, and then we all switch and be like me and Leaf and his crew, and then maybe me and Spam's crew, and then me and just a bunch of fans, and then a bunch of fans and Storm, and then I don't know, just like a bunch of mixing and matching, kind of like a tournament bracket kind of system that everybody would be at different levels though, and on different quests, and that would be kind of confusing. I'm not really sure how the best way to do that is, but I'm thinking that might be good because we'll all have different items. Like if I'm playing with 4 people and I'm telling them what I'm getting as drops, and they're telling me what they've got, and then we switch over to a new group, then we have like a whole new group of items that we could all swap around. Like I could say, oh, I've got this, have you got this? What does that do? What does this do? And we all like change around. That way everybody's seeing what everybody's got. We won't have to do like the auction house kind of stuff for like selling each other stuff. We could just I don't know if there's trading or you drop stuff on the ground or how it works, but if you have a bunch of different groups of people and you're all swapping around, everybody's like trading stories of like what you killed and what happened in your game and stuff, then everybody would have more information and we'd be better off than a lot of other guilds that are doing stuff. Are we making a guild? Do we need to make a guild for this? Or a website or something? I don't know. I keep getting these emails from Death and Taxes Guild on my phone. Apparently I signed up on their forums. I think somebody used my name and email or something. I don't remember signing up on Death and Taxes Guild, but apparently they're making a big guild for Diablo 3, and Athene's trying to do World First stuff. Let's make a Athene griefing guild, guys. Let's all just grief Athene and keep him from doing World First. How would we do that, though? We gotta track down his gamer ID and figure out what game he's in, and figure out a way to hinder him. But anyway, originally I planned on playing a monk. I really like the monk class because it's all golden and holy looking like a paladin, and that's really what I wanted in the game, was another paladin. I don't know how they're gonna have a game without a paladin, because Diablo 1, he had the warrior. The warrior is not a barbarian. He was like a knight. He had some big shoulders, like a really armored barbarian-looking guy, because he was a brute, but he was just a warrior. Diablo 2, you have the barbarian and you have the paladin, so it kind of makes you think the skills from the barbarian is similar to the skills of the warrior in Diablo 1. So it's kind of like, yeah, the barbarian's kind of like the franchise main character, I guess you would call it. I guess the sorcerer appears in every game too, but he was a male in Diablo 1. But like, How do you not have a paladin? He's like the Holy Knight, and he's fighting against demonic evils with angels. How do you not have the Holy Knight guy? It's just weird to not have that. Like, you don't have one guy that's really the only one that's mainly using melee weapons. I mean, I'm thinking about maybe making a demon hunter. I'm thinking that's the best way to go. Because I used to play the Amazon back when I had my original Diablo 2 guild, and I used to play Assassin a lot after that. And then I got into like some Zeal Paladin stuff for a while. That was when I made my Twink guy, and I made some other Paladin. It was really fun. I would really like to have a Paladin, but it doesn't seem like they're going to put one in until maybe an expansion pack. And let's see, the Witch Doctor's kind of like a Necromancer, but I don't really like it because it looks like all his spells are just weak, lobbing stuff out and summoning's never been really powerful in Diablo games, and I don't know, his spells seem weak to me. It just seems like just a bunch of frogs and fireballs that roll around and some hounds and some zombie walls or something. I don't know. It might be fun to play. Like when I played Diablo 2, I ended up playing Necromancer at the end when I was last playing it. That's pretty much what I ended up playing, but he had Corpse Explosion. I don't think the Witch Doctor has Corpse Explosion kind of skill because that really makes the game awesome. And then that was my least favorite class. And then the Wizard, it seems too technical. Like you got all these speed time bubbles and stuff. I like the disintegration and I like powerful spells, but like the little multi-strike thing looks kind of weak. But who knows? I don't know how the runes and stuff's going to affect it. But it looks like the Demon Hunter is going to be the best kind of. It has two bars. It's got a discipline bar and it's got a hatred bar. I don't know why they couldn't just call it mana and rage or something and make it like that. But he's got two different kind of bars, and maybe you could not like forced to use ranged weapons. Maybe you could make like a melee assassin and use like more ninja skills, like the chakram and the whirling knife thing that spins around. Maybe like an AOE spell and like tank some stuff with melee and then throw out fan of knives, right? Then you could go into like a vanish mode. He's kind of like a rogue too, so you got like a rogue and an Amazon and an assassin all combined into one class. There's a lot of different options and ways to play it, seems like, so I'm thinking that's probably the best way to go. And if you went with a completely ranged, overpowered, multi-shot kind of Amazon kind of build, then you could kill a lot of enemies all at once, and maybe farm for magic find loots, because the first few months here is when you're going to be doing a lot of auction housing and selling things before everything equalizes and stabilizes and all the prices go down. All the rich sultans of Brunei that are playing the game right now are going to be raping the auction house and getting free money for like probably 4 to 6 months. We're just going to be like auction whores. So that seems like the best way to go. I mean, the Wizard probably would be the best, but you'd have to get really good gear probably, and it'd probably take you a while to set it up, make it good. While the Demon Hunter probably could go pretty much raping a lot of stuff right off the bat a lot faster. Plus, you got these retreat kind of skills that make you back up when you shoot, so you can always stay ranged and like not die so much. So over time, I think it's going to be more valuable to like farm for magic find weapons with her or him. I don't know if I want him male or female. Anyway, Demon Hunter is going to be my first class, and my Gamertag, which I didn't even know Blizzard had now because I haven't been playing StarCraft 2. I made one yesterday or the day before, something that's like T2 Darlantin, number sign 1819. So that's my Gamertag if you want to look me up. I might just accept random invites into parties and just join some random people that I've never played with before, just because I got shit to do. And Gamertag's easy to remember because that's how I like my women, you know, 1819. Right around there, 1819. Teacher Darlantin 1819, that's my number. I wish I had told the guy at the store on the phone, like, hey, this is Teacher Darlantin. I need this game early. I'm making videos. I need to show an unboxing of it. Get it out here. Don't you know who I am? A guy at the Meyer grocery store? Look at Teacher Darlantin here, trying to buy Diablo 3. You're going to turn up an opportunity to sell Teacher Darlantin Diablo 3? What? 12 years in the making this game? You're not going to sell it to me early? Oh, I could probably go to some other store and find some old lady. Man, if I'd went like early this morning, but I was so tired, I went to bed like 7 in the morning. It's only old people that work at the grocery store because the younger kids can't get up in time. Yeah, I could have tricked them good. Is there anything else I need to say? Would anyone like a rousing speech to get you in the mood? When I was coming home from my failed attempt to get Diablo 3 early, Eminem's Lose Yourself was on the radio and it was getting me pumped up. So if you'd like to cue that up on your MP3 player and play that in the background while I give this speech, I'll give you a second there to get that sorted. Alright. Gentlemen, we stand at the precipice of a game that is 12 years in the making. Some have foreseen the end of the world this year. It is kind of odd to think that there will be a 2013. It kind of seems weird to imagine the year 2013 right now. This seems like the end of the world this year. sometime between now and the end of the year, the Earth could end. But we shall have played Diablo 3, and we will be able to have died without any regrets, because we have finally got to play the game that we've been waiting to play for more than a decade. And it might suck. Blizzard may let us down. We shall succumb or overcome. I'm just making shit up as I go. I don't know. I'm just not really writing this down or anything. Tonight, the goal for tonight will be to complete normal difficulty and beyond. We shall be well into Nightmare difficulty. Is it 3 difficulties or 4? Is there Nightmare in Hell and then Inferno, or is it just Nightmare and Inferno? If there's 4, that's awesome, because Inferno will start at level 61. The mobs will be level 61 at the very least. And then they get even harder as you go. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's this thing that they've added. It's a buff. When you kill a champion monster, you get this buff that makes stuff drop more loot. So what you do is, instead of like farming Mephisto or Diablo or Baal all day, you're going to go to like Rakanishu, kill Rakanishu, then run kill Baal, while you still got this buff. I don't know how long it is. It might be like 4 minutes, but you got to have everything timed so that you get the buff, get to the bosses drop more loot, other champions drop more loot, and they refresh your buff. So killing champions and going around all over the world is more valuable than just keep farming the same boss over and over again. At least it's supposed to be, unless they figure out some way to like do like 2-minute runs of a boss that actually would come out better overall than going to somebody else, finding him, and then getting to the boss in like 10 minutes. Because you could do like 5 runs at 2 minutes. Instead of doubling the loot, you've got 5 times as much loot. So it could be better to just solo the bosses, but hopefully this will work out good, get everybody like all over the world. Even though it's not like an MMO, so you're all going to be in the same game together anyway. Like PvP isn't going to be the same because you have like an arena. It's not like you can just join some random game and go aggro somebody and then just go rape them and grief somebody. Because that would be fun. I don't think you can do that. Griefing's the most fun, but like they took it out, kinda. Nah. Yeah. Yeah. Like a Blizzard. Yeah. Here's something else that I noticed, that towards the last year of development, when they were working on, they were just adding a bunch of skills to like champion and bosses and stuff, and they made a class, or like a boss that's called a Waller, that like it'll run away from you really fast, and it brings up walls in front of you, like blocks you in, or like tries to trap you, kind of like a necromancer bone wall or something. That sounds awesome. Anyway, I'm excited. I don't really have a lot going on in my life right now, so I could use another game like World of Warcraft that I can get addicted to for a few years to take my mind off of shit. So this will be good, I think. I'm going to try to devote 85% of my time to the game, and maybe showering and going to work the other 15% of the time. Collector's Edition comes with 3 guest passes, but it's just like you can only play with the beta had in it. Yeah, it's not good. I'm getting a regular edition. So that's the plan, guys. Tonight, it begins. Oh, I just remembered also, when I get the game, I get home and get it installed, probably around 12:30, 1 o'clock, if I'm able to stay awake, which I got a lot of energy drinks, so I should be able to. I'll try to get on twitch.tv or whatever and stream live, I guess, around that time. I'm assuming it's going to go horribly wrong and I won't be able to play at full frame rate, and I'm just going to get pissed and turn it off within like 10 minutes. So I'm going to at least try to do a live stream, or if not that, I'll just do some frapsing and recording maybe if I can do that. I'll try to figure something out. I've got a few hours to like work out some kinks, but I'll have the link in the description if I do that. So just keep checking this video's information. And if it changes, then I'm doing something and you'll see it there.